എക്സാമിന് വേണ്ടി പഠിക്കും. അതിന് 10 days ഉണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, so okay, in the previous class we discussed about the expert systems. Okay, so what is an expert system? We discussed. Discussed what is an expert system. What is an expert system? This is the architecture, and these are the applications of expert system. It is used in different fields. Okay, medical diagnosis, then marketing, etc., etc. Okay, so in such situation we need expert knowledge. Okay, expert knowledge. Then various expert systems are, which are the different expert systems: Mycin, RI, Prospector, Design Advisor. Okay. These are the different types of expert systems. Okay, these are the different types of expert systems. Okay, so next, representing and using domain knowledge. Okay, representing and using domain knowledge is the next topic. Okay, so the most widely used way of representing domain knowledge is a set of production rules. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so representing and using domain knowledge. Okay, representing and using domain knowledge. How can represent the domain knowledge? Okay, how can represent the domain knowledge? This is the most important concept. Okay, in the expert system, because this is the architecture in which there is a knowledge base. The knowledge base stores the facts about a particular domain. Facts and rules. Facts means data, data and rules. Okay, and rules. So first we are discussing that case. So here in the case of hello Ashwati, okay അല്ലേ അശ്വതി?
sir, okay.
ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ? ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ നെക്സ്റ്റ്, representing and using domain knowledge. So the most widely used way of representing domain knowledge is a set of production rules. Production rules combined with plus the frame system. Okay, production rules combined with the frame system. Then in the case of a mycin, the rules will be like this. Okay, for example, if then there is a condition, then consequent. Okay, then the action part. If fever is high, then viral fever. Okay. This type of rules will be there. Rules and facts will be there in the knowledge base. Next is RI. RI is used for automatic configuring of a system. RI is a automatic configuration expert system, and the rules will be like that here. If, for example, if the most current active context is distributing mass bus devices, and there is a single port of disk drive, and etc etc etc. In this way, the rule will be like this. uh, this is if part, and then the then part consists of as a disk drive to mass bus. Okay, this is configuring a system. Okay, this is used for configuring a particular system. Okay, which system? Here it configures DC WAC system. Okay, it configures DC WAC system. So the rules are like this. Next is Prospector. What is the use of Prospector? Prospector is an expert system for used for giving advising mining activities. Okay, so the rule is like this. Example, if in the if there is a condition part, in this condition part the different substances are given, magnate or pyrite, etc. This is called evidence. Okay, evidence. Then in the then part there is a conclusion part. Okay, there is a favorable mineralization. Okay, there is a favorable mineralization. This is the conclusion. And here additionally there is a term 2 minus 4. What it's indicate? It indicate the confidence estimates, extent to which the evidence is necessary to validate the conclusion. Just it's a it is called a confidence estimate. It is used to validate the conclusion. This is used to validate the conclusion. Okay. So this is about the prospector rules. Then design advisor. If it is a design advisor, the rule format will be like this: if, then, defeat, due to, by, etc. In this way, we will write the rules. So this is about the knowledge representation, and which is different types of knowledge representation in different systems, Mycene, RI, Prospector, Design Advisor, etc. Okay. So next we want to discuss reasoning with the knowledge. Okay. So expert systems have the ability to reason about the answer. Okay. An expert system need the ability to reason about the answer. Okay, so suppose an expert system, or I answered something. Okay, then I should uh, explain why I answered that answer. Okay, so that type of ability is needed. Okay, so the expert system have the ability to reason about the answer. It has the ability to reason about the answer. Reason about the answer, which means I given some answer, then I am responsible for giving the clear explanation to that answer. Why I given that answer. Okay. So this is the reasoning with the knowledge. So to for that, forward chaining and backward chaining mechanisms are used for reasoning mice in other system. Okay, so forward chaining and backward chaining concept. This is basically equivalent to our bottom-up approach and the top-down approach. Hmm? That is called forward chaining and backward chaining mechanism. Okay. And this type of mechanism is used for reasoning in mycin and other systems. Okay, so this is about the reasoning with knowledge. Now we are considering different issues. First issue is representing and using domain knowledge. Second one is reasoning with knowledge. So what is meant by reasoning with knowledge? Which mechanism we can use? Next we are discussing expert system shell. Okay. Expert system shells. Okay. Okay, now. Subindraj. Okay. Expert system shells. Okay. An expert system shell is an interpreter. It is an interpreter that performs the task of interpreting or inferring the rule in the knowledge base. What it means, what is meant by expert system shell means, you can go to the architecture. There is an inference engine is here. What is the job of this inference engine? It will take the rules from the knowledge base. Not only rules, it will take the rule and data from the knowledge base and execute it. Okay, so here expert system shell basically perform that task, inference engine. Okay, so uh, that is about expert system shell. An expert system shell is an interpreter that performs the task of inferencing the rules in the knowledge base. They typically support rules, frames, various other reasoning mechanisms. So forward chaining, backward chaining, truth maintenance system, etc. These are all part of uh, an expert system shell. Okay, these are all part of an expert system shell. So the expert system having it perform in interpreting or inferring the rule. In addition, it will perform forward chaining, backward chaining, truth maintenance system, various reasoning, etc., etc. Okay, so just to go through it, then it provides mechanism for knowledge representation, and it provides mechanism for knowledge representation, reasoning, and explanation. So next we are discussing what is explanation. What is meant by explanation? So which mechanism we will use? Okay, so what is meant by explanation is explanation. Explanation means, in order for an expert system to be an effective tool, people must be able to interact with it easily. To facilitate this interaction, to facilitate this interaction, an expert system must have the following two capabilities. Okay, in the first portion, saying, in order for an expert system to be an effective tool, people must be able to interact it with easily. Okay, to facilitate this interaction, an expert system must have the following two capabilities. Okay, which are the two capabilities needed? One is explain its reasoning. Okay, so as I told earlier, suppose I given an answer, then I am responsible for answering about that answer. Okay, that is explain its reasoning. So why this is necessary? Because people will not accept a result unless they have been convinced of the accuracy of reasoning process that produce the result. For example, medicine, in the medicine field. Okay, suppose one doctor said you have some disease, then you will not accept that without a proper explanation. Okay, so that concept is called explain its reason. Similarly, an expert system should need this type of capability, then only the user will use the system. Okay, so that is about the explain its reasoning. Next is acquiring new knowledge and modification of old knowledge. That is the another important component. Okay. One is this, and another is acquiring new knowledge and modification. Okay. You cannot hear modification of old knowledge. So, how can acquire the new knowledge? How can modify the new knowledge? Okay, it is necessary because knowledge will be always updated. Okay, so the knowledge base should be complete or accurate as possible. Okay, and it should be updated. Okay, so this is the point. The knowledge base should be the knowledge the knowledge base should be complete or accurate as possible, and it should be updated. Okay, updated. There is no ways to measure the quality. uh, okay, just note this point. Then but there is no way to measure the quality. One way to solve this problem is program learn expert behavior from the raw data automatically. Okay, so how can measure the quality of an expert system? Measuring the quality of an expert system is somewhat difficult. So, one way to solve this problem is to learn expert behavior from raw data. Automatically learn the expert behavior. That is the solution. Then, next is knowledge acquisition. This is another important concept. That is, for example, just I am going to the architecture. Okay. Uh, so in this, who is feeding the knowledge? Who is feeding the knowledge? So an expert trainer, an expert will feed the knowledge. Okay. So that is called the knowledge acquisition. Okay. Knowledge should be acquired. So how we can do that? That is another issue in the case of an expert system. So what is knowledge acquisition? Okay. How are expert systems built? Okay. How are expert system built? What is our approach? Usually a knowledge engineer, okay, usually a knowledge engineer interviews a domain expert. Okay, interviews a domain expert, for example a doctor, domain expert, to find out the expert knowledge, which is then translated into rules. Okay, this knowledge is translated into rules, some using some components. Then after the initial system build, it must be, so based on that an initial system is built. Okay, based on that an initial system is built, an initial system is built. Then what we want to do, it must be iteratively redefined. Okay, it is iteratively redefined until the approximate expert level performance is reached. Okay, this should be the approach. Hmm? So this is the one approach. Okay, how can an expert system build? Usually, a knowledge engineer interviews a domain expert to find out an expert knowledge, which is then translated into rules. After the initial system build, it must be iteratively redefined or refined. Okay, refined. Okay, sorry, refined until its approximate expert level performance. So this is the approach we needed to create an expert system. So next, what is the disadvantage? It is very expensive and time consuming. This is the disadvantage of the above approach. Okay. So what we need some other method. So a more automatic way of constructing. Okay, not here. So a more automatic way of constructing domain knowledge is needed. Domain knowledge is needed. So there are programs now interact with the domain expert. So uh, there exist some programs. Okay, there are programs, they interact with the domain expert to extract knowledge and feed it to the knowledge base. Okay, so instead of a human or knowledge engineer, we can use a program. Okay, we can use a program to interact with the domain expert to extract the knowledge and feed it to the knowledge base. Following supports are provided by these programs. One, entering knowledge. Okay, this what are the instead of a knowledge engineer, a program. Okay, a program will do the knowledge acquisition. So what are its capabilities? Entering knowledge. So it will enter knowledge to the knowledge base. Okay, it having the capability to enter the knowledge to the knowledge base. Okay, for example in this way. Okay, this program automatically enter knowledge into the knowledge base. Then maintaining knowledge base consistency, it should maintain the knowledge base. Okay, that is, it should update the knowledge base regularly. Okay, then the last is ensuring knowledge base completeness. The knowledge base should be complete. That is ensured by this program. So this is a automatic program. That program will do all this task. Then human, then and the complexity can be reduced. Okay. So for explaining that, we are using the expert system model. Okay, we are using the expert system mole. Okay, what is mole? Mole is a medical. Okay, mole also a mole. Okay, used for diagnosing a disease. Okay, mole is also an expert system. It is used for diagnosing a disease. It uses cover and differentiate problem solving method. It uses a method cover and differentiate problem solving method to uh, create an expert system. Okay, cover and differentiation problem solving method is used by mole. Then mole accepts input data. Then how the mole will work? Okay, the mole accepts input data. Then comes up with a set of candidate explanation or classification that explain the data. Then different knowledge to determine which one is the best. This is the approach used by the mole. Okay. So it will accept the input data, then it automatically comes up with a set of explanation or classification that explain the data. Then different knowledge to determine which one is the best. From that, it will automatically find out the best ones. So this is about the knowledge acquisition of mole. And a mole p, there is another expert system mole p. Okay, mole p means mole performance is the knowledge base produced by mole after automatically interacting with the domain expert. Okay, so mole p means, what is mole p? Mole p is the knowledge base produced by mole. Okay, mole is the expert system. Mole p is the knowledge base produced by mole after automatically interacting with the domain expert. So the knowledge acquisition process of mole is initial knowledge base construction. Mole, okay, this is the first step. Initial knowledge base construction. Mole as the expert system and to list common symptoms or complaints that might require diagnosis. It is a diagnosis expert system. Okay, medical diagnosis system. So for initial knowledge base construction, how the mole will create the initial knowledge base. So mole as the experts to list common symptoms or complaints that might require diagnosis. For each system, mole prompts a list of explanation. Okay. So then the next step, more than iteratively seeks out a higher level explanation until it comes up with a set of ultimate causes. During this process, Mole builds an influence network. During this process, Mole builds a influence network. Okay, this is a architecture or a network having knowledge, influence network. Whenever an event has multiple explanations, Mole tries to determine condition under which one explanation is correct. So if there are multiple explanations about something, then it will try to find out the best one from that. So in this way, the mole will work. So what we have done is that how to create a knowledge base, how to construct a uh, how our expert system builds to describe that we are using an example mole. So what is mole means, it is used for medical diagnosis. And how it work, mole p is the knowledge base created by mole. Then how the knowledge acquisition is done by mole. So in first it will create an initial knowledge base. So for that it will first list common symptoms or complaints that might require diagnosis. For each symptom, mole prompts a list of explanation. For example, some fever, cold, headache, etc. It will first list common symptoms or complaint that might require diagnosis. Then for each symptom more it prompts a list of explanation. For each symptoms it prompts a list of explanation. Then more than iteratively seeks out higher level explanation until it comes up with a set of ultimate cause. It is just like a doctor asking questions to you, okay, to diagnose a problem. Suppose you went to a hospital, then doctor, then you will say, I'm having headache. Uh, then he will ask more details about the headache. Okay. Then you are saying I'm having throat pain. Then he will just check or he will ask more about the that symptom. Okay. Then at last he will come to a conclusion that you have some disease based on that. Okay. In the similar way, the no, mole will work. Initially, it will list common symptoms or complaint that might require diagnosis. Then, for each symptom, mole prompts a list of explanation. Then, more than iteratively seeks out higher level explanation until it comes up with the ultimate causes. So, during this process, mole builds an influence network. So, while doing this process, it will create an influence network. Okay, just note that it will create an influence network that contain various knowledge. Okay. So whenever an event has multiple explanation, suppose in some situation there may be multiple explanation. In such situation, one will try to find out the best one among that using some method. So this is an introduction about the mole. And next is the refinement of knowledge base. Okay, as I told earlier, the knowledge base should be regularly updated. Okay, so the more than tries to identify the weakness of knowledge base, one approach is find the holes and prompt the expert to fill them. Okay, so refinement of knowledge base means we already told we should this expert system should refine the knowledge base or update the knowledge base. Here I am discussing how more will refine the knowledge base. What should be the approach? Okay, then tries to more than tries to identify the weakness of knowledge. In the previous steps, knowledge base is created. Okay. Then what more will do is that it will try to find the weakness of the knowledge base created. By using some mechanism, it will find the weakness of knowledge base. One approach to find holes. Okay, this is a technical term. Holes means bugs like that, or weakness. By using some method, it will find the holes and prompt the expert to fill them. Then it will ask the expert to fill that knowledge. In another approach, more lets the expert to watch mole P solving an example problem. Whenever mole P makes an incorrect diagnosis, the expert add new knowledge. There are two approaches to refine the knowledge base. One is mole itself find out a missing information or hole or some errors in the knowledge base, and then it will ask an expert to fill it. Okay. Okay, fill it. That is correct it. Okay. Then that is one approach. Another approach is Mol lets the expert to watch Mol P solving example problems. Okay. So Mol P is the knowledge base created by Mol. Okay. Then it will allows the allows one expert to check how it will solve various problems. Then if an incorrect diagnosis is there, expert add new knowledge. So these are the two approaches to refine a knowledge base. Next, so this is about the expert system topic. Okay, in the first part we discussed the knowledge, what is an expert system, architecture, application, different type of expert system. Then we considered various issues, which are the different issues representing and using domain knowledge. Okay, then another issue is reasoning with the knowledge. That is, if you given an answer, you are responsible for answering about the answer. Okay, that is through forward and chaining back, forward and backward chaining mechanism. Then expert system shell, that is the inference engine, how it will work, what are the responsibilities, then how explanation is possible. Okay, how explanation is possible, then the knowledge acquisition, and what is knowledge acquisition, what are the problem, and how can solve it using the, we considered an expert system more, then analyzed how it will work. Okay, then that is just like a case study. Okay, then refinement of the knowledge base. Okay, so this is about the expert system. Okay, okay, okay. Ashwari, okay അല്ലേ? കണക്ഷൻ പോയിനോന്ന് അറിയില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഓക്കെ. ഓക്കെ, നെക്സ്റ്റ് okay. So next we want to discuss the last topic. Okay, and that is about the natural language application. Okay, NLP application. And this is also a very descriptive portion. So just to go through it, I'm just starting this now. Okay, so natural language application means story understanding and question answering. So what are the applications of natural language? Okay, processing. Okay, what are the application of NLP? So one application is, it can be used as a story understanding and question answering. It can be used for story understanding and question answering. Okay, so for example, what is story understanding means, you given a story to the system, or you given something to the system, then system should understand what is that, what it means. Okay, and the question answering, for example, in intelligent for example, okay, what is question answering means, you will ask a question, it will produce an answer. It is just like a customer care application, intelligent customer care. Okay, so you will give a question like a chatbots. Okay, chatbots, question answering. Okay, chatbots work. So how, what is meant by chatbot? You will give some questions, you will something to the, that it will produce an answer. Okay, so this is about the first application of NLP. And the second one is, it can be used as a database front end. Okay, so it can be used as a database front end. That is the second application. Can be used as a database front end. Then the third one is an information extraction and summarization system for the web. Okay, that is, web is basically contains huge knowledge. Each web page is a knowledge. So okay, each web page is a knowledge. There are millions of web pages. It can be analyzed, and information is extracted and summarized using NLP application. Okay, Then using learning algorithm to generalize the extracted information. Using different algorithm, we can do what? We can generalize the extracted information. Okay, so these are the different applications of NLP. So natural language application, which is used in different applications. Okay, now we are next. Okay, in the next class we can discuss this topic: story understanding and question answering. Then the next topics. Okay, this is just a descriptive. Okay, next class we can discuss that. Okay, please give your attendance. Okay, Akash has, sorry, Abhilash. Abhilash. Abhilash absent ആണോ? Abhilash. Okay, next. Okay, next. Answer absent വരുന്നില്ല. ആൻസർ absent അല്ല. പെട്ടെന്ന് പറയാം. അനുശ്രീ, പിന്നെ അർജുൻ, അശ്വിൻ, അതുൽ ദിനേഷ്, അതുൽ സത്യപാൽ, പാപ്പിന, ഫജർ, ജാസിം, ഹാരിസ്, മുഹമ്മദ് റമീസ്, മിഥിലാജ്. ഓക്കെ, മിഥിലാജ്, മൃദുല. ഓക്കെ, ദെൻ ശരത്ത് ആബ്സെന്റാ. സർഗ, ഷബ്ന, സൗരഭ്, ശ്രീരാജ്, സുബിൻ രാജ്. ഓക്കെ, ശരത്ത് ആബ്സെന്റ് ആണോ? സുബിൻ രാജ്, വിഷ്ണു. ഓക്കെ, നെക്സ്റ്റ് ലെറ്റ്, അമൃത, ഹരിത, യതിന, അശ്വതി, അമൽ സന്തോഷ്. ഓക്കെ, ശരത്ത്. ഓക്കെ, ശരത്ത് ആബ്സെന്റ് ആണല്ലേ? ഓക്കെ, ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു.